Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Random Rants with Random. Here I am in a little town called Wttm, and it's the town with the windmill in the middle of the road. And if you take the right just beside the windmill up there, you're not allowed to from this direction, it heads out to the right and goes to the natural bridge that I did a video on the Yowies migration trail. So this is the little town of Wttm on the western side of the Atherton Tablelands. Back that way is Wttm, just on the sort of in the middle of the Atherton Tablelands. So I'm heading west, and this is a lovely little town called Wttm with the windmill in the middle of the road. So this is a bit of an unusual pre-ride rundown. Got Katie in the back, heading out for a ride. So I'm heading out west a bit further, so I've got a bit of driving to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my pre-ride rundown while I'm driving for a bit. Weather report is overcast but sunny at the moment, with reports of severe thunderstorms right down the eastern side of Queensland where I am. So let's see how we go. I've checked the weather report and it says light showers today. How's that going to work? Is that going to work? Let's see how that works, guys. I don't have a dash cam. That's just my camera. Okay, so off we go, heading west, young man. Alright. So we're in Feral Cheryl, the Lodeo, once again. Oh, better turn that down before I get copyrighted. And here we go. So first off, there's the windmill. What I've done to Katie this week, her rear wheel bearings were going. So this week I've replaced Katie's wheel bearings, and it's particularly critical on KTMs to keep a good eye on your rear wheel bearings, because they are just a single bearing on the drive side, on the sprocket side. And if that bearing goes, which it has once on Katie many years ago, chewed out the drive side recess for the bearing a little bit, but it still holds the bearing, and I glue both bearings in now with bearing retainer, and I haven't had a problem since. But as soon as there's the slightest bit of a wobble, you got to change those bearings on the back. What I might have mentioned once before is one time when I had the axle around the other way, the bearing tightened up and actually undid the axle when the bearing tightened up a bit, and my wheel nearly fell out. So all little things I've learnt. So KTMs, I don't know whether they've changed or not. Yeah, keep an eye on those rear axles. So here we go, onto the gravel. So the ride today, I'm going to call it In Search of the Tin Man. So this area out west of Hobart and Hobart was a very big tin mining area. And so where I'm going today, I'm heading west towards another town called Irvanbank. And a little bit of history on Irvanbank, if you want to know what it's like. It's just like Deliverance, but with a lot less sweet aluminium canoes. So if you start hearing some banjos in the hills, let me know so I can run. So this gravel road's knocking the camera around a bit, but I've got it on a car mount, but it's a bit of a dodgy car mount, so it moves around a bit too much. So yeah, so heading out to Irvine Bank, but I'm turning off before Irvine Bank to an old tin mining town called Stannery Hills, and it was founded in the late 1880s when tin was found in a creek nearby called Eureka Creek. So a dam was made called Stannery Dam, and that's about all that's left in the area. There's no houses or anything left. There's a few grave sites left here and there. There's a few old graves out there, and I can never camp out there alone at night, because one time when I was riding out there many years ago, I pulled over and I was chatting to the guys as I was walking over to have a bit of a pee. Pulled the strides down and started peeing while I was still talking. Then I finished what I was saying, and I turned around to have a look at my surroundings to take in the beauty of the Australian bush, and I looked down and I was pissing on someone's grave. So I've made my humblest apologies many times, but I'm still not going to risk camping out there by myself at night time. So we'll see how we go today. So today's ride has got a couple of surprises. So I'm going to Stannery Hills, but then I'm hoping to find a place that I drove to probably around 18-20 years ago, just after a cyclone that hit North Queensland called Cyclone Larry. Me and some friends came out here camping the Easter after Cyclone Larry, and my mate knew of this spot, so we started driving there, and it was quite a mission because there was lots of trees down on the track. We had to make our own track, but we got to this spot. So fingers crossed I can find it again, guys. I know the general direction. It's, from memory, should be a fairly easy trail, except for one rocky hill. There's one rocky hill that in my rodeo I had before this one, I had to drive it like it was a lowered Commodore in Kmart. You just hit everything at a slight angle, and it, and I've just missed the turn off to Stannery Hills. It's a lot bigger than I remember, so I'll just find a place to turn around here. So yeah, another thing that made it a bit of a mission was my two mates decided to get on the grog as well and took no water. I'm not much of a beer drinker, so I just, recovering from the night before, I just took water. And so we got to this spot, and because they were already a bit wobbly, the entertainment ensued. So that's a bit funny. I got it on video camera many years ago, but I don't know how to put it onto YouTube. If I ever figure out one day, I might do that. So yeah, it's a very amazing spot, but I'm not going to give it away in case I don't find it. So I'm just going to head down Stannery Hills Road a bit and unload Katie. So yeah, let's see how we go on Tin Man's Ride. Starting off finding Stannery Hills, and if I've got enough time I'll try and find a bit of the history of Stannery Hills. I used to ride out here many years ago on an old YZ 465, turned into a 490, but you can't do that anymore because all the back tracks have been fenced off. So you either got to ride out here or drive out here. So here we go, Stannery Hills, Hale Siding, Petford. So heading out west, as you can see it's very overcast. I checked the forecast, which I probably shouldn't have, and it said fine light rain today, heavy storm Sunday. So let's see how we go. Katie's ready to go. I'm ready to go. I've been wanting to do this ride for you for a really long time, so let's see how we go. Show you a bit of the scenery and a bit of the drive in. Why not? Just got to keep checking I don't run out of time. But I'll find a spot to pull up here soon. That creek's dry as a dead dingo's donga. But I was going to say, out here, especially if you get heavy rain, these creeks can flash flood in an instant. So hopefully the rain stays away. I won't pull in there. Just looking for a spot to pull over, guys. So yeah, 2 secrets today. One is the location, the other one is a secret later to be revealed, because it is forbidden to talk about before the actual ride. So I can reveal that secret a bit later, and hopefully I find the spot I'm looking for and get back to give you a bit more history on Stennery Hills as well. So very overcast, but that makes it nice and cool. It's been getting very hot up here. Not sure if all my viewers know what a grid is. They are railway lines put together with little bits of a gap in between. This one's made out of box section with a bit of a gap in between, and it saves having a gate because the cows can't walk over them, and the cows learn that they can't walk over them. And in some places you can get a bit tricky and just paint some lines on the road, and the cows look at it and think they can't walk over it. So pretty cool inventions, except for when the young cows that don't know try and walk over it. So all part of Australia. Saves opening the gate all the time. So still looking for a place to unload. Beautiful country out here. I love it. This stuff would be pretty boring to ride, so I don't mind driving for a bit. Hope I find a good spot. I'll know Katie soon though. Yeah, so a bit more of that camping story. When we got back later that night, my 2 mates pretty much foobar by then. Bit of heat stroke, bit too much alcohol, continuing after the heat stroke, and we're sitting there around the campfire, and then I sort of, oi, where's old mate? I haven't seen old mate for a while. And his girlfriend was like, oh crap, where is he? And the other mate rose from his stupor, and we all went out into the dark away from the camp looking for old mate. Oh, there's a spot. I'll pull over here in this quarry looking area. So yeah, we went out into the dark, and about 20 meters off in the dark out in the trail There's old mate on the ground, just shivering uncontrollably. He was completely foobar from the heat and everything. So yeah, we got him back. Meanwhile, the other mate, he was that drunk and stuffed. He ended up falling over and being a mission to get back to the camp as well. So it was all a good adventure had by all. But the place we got to, it is pretty fucking amazing, guys. So hopefully I'll find it for you. So anyway, here I am in a parking spot. So I'll stop yapping. I'll hop out, give you a quick rundown. Oh. Bit of a quarry looking area, as you can see, pretty overcast, pretty dark clouds up there. There's the odd patch of blue. Like I said, Katie's ready to rip. All checked. Back wheel's solid as. So let's go. You ready, Katie? Yep. I'll get you off and we'll get ready. Keep it real on the back wheel.